Liverpool nicked a narrow 1-0 win over PSG, but the real buzz from the match was the absolute storm kicked up by Ibrahima Konaté dodging a red card. The incidents got everyone and their nan talking, with loads reckon Konaté should have been given his marching orders. It's caused such a ruckus that even Thierry Henry's gone proper ballistic with his take on it. What did he say? Stay tuned to find out. Welcome! We've got some thrilling Liverpool news lined up for you, so stay tuned until the end to catch all the latest updates. And don't forget to leave 300 likes to keep us motivated in bringing you the latest Liverpool updates. Liverpool's nervy 1-0 win over Paris Saint-Germain at the Parc des Princes was a proper European scrap, but the spotlights landed squarely on Trent Alexander-Arnold. The left-back stat line reads like a horror show, winning just 4 of 14 duels, a shaky 4 for 13 on the ground and a blank 0 for 1 in the air. The naysayers were ready to pounce, sharpening their pitchforks on social media. But hold your horses, step up Arne Slot, Liverpool's unflappable boss, who swooped in to defend his lad with a kind of fire that'd warm a chilly Merseyside night. Facing the press after the match, Slot wasn't fazed by the numbers. He gave them a right 2 fingers. "I've seen this all season," he told the Hacks, tipping his hat to LiverpoolFC.com. Take City away. Trent got turned a few times there too, but we didn't ship big chances, did we? Stats can sod off sometimes. He reckons getting done out wide isn't the calamity the data nerds make it out to be, especially against a PSG side that's been torching Europe and their league with swagger. First half, yeah, he had a wobble or two, Slot admitted, but overall, solid as a rock, especially after the break. This is Slot in full flow, brushing off the noise and painting Trent as the unsung hero of a bruising night. Against a PSG outfit that's the toast of the continent, Alexander-Arnold held his own when it mattered. Stats be damned. The gaffer's got his back, and you can bet the Cop faithful are nodding along, ready to belt out his name come the next match. So, while the keyboard warriors might whinge, Slots made it clear. Trent's still the biz, and Liverpool's march rolls on. Stick with us. This tale's got more juice to squeeze yet. The floodlights of Parc des Princes blazing, the roar of the Parisian crowd reverberating through the night, and Liverpool, led by the cool-headed Arne Slot, stepping onto the hallowed turf to take on Paris Saint-Germain in the UEFA Champions League round of 16 first leg. What unfolded on this crisp March evening in 2025 was a footballing epic, a 1-0 triumph for the Reds that'll have every Scouser bragging down the local for weeks. But hold your horses. It wasn't just the result that set tongues wagging. It was a controversy so juicy, it still got the football world buzzing. With the clock winding down, Liverpool looked knackered, clinging on against a PSG side that had thrown the kitchen sink at them. Then, out of nowhere, in the 87th minute, young Harvey Elliott popped up like a lad on a mission, slotting home a cracker after a peach of a pass from Darwin Núñez. You can bet the Cop faithful back home were off their sofas, tea flying everywhere in pure ecstasy. Yet, while Elliott's late heroics nabbed the headlines, it was an earlier moment that's got everyone from pundits to punters up in arms. Let's give a proper shout-out to Alisson Becker, though. He was an absolute titan in goal. PSG came at Liverpool like a runaway train, chance after chance, but the Brazilian stood firm, pulling off saves that'd make a superhero blush. It was like watching a brick wall in gloves. Nothing was getting through. His brilliance kept the Reds in the fight when PSG's dominance could have buried them, paving the way for that dramatic twist in the tale. Now, brace yourselves, because here's where it gets spicy. Cast your mind back to the 26th minute. PSG's Bradley Barcola, quick as a whippet, skips past Liverpool's defense and bolts towards the box. Up steps Ibrahima Konaté, the last man standing, who crashes into him with what some call a shoulder barge, others a full-on shove. Barcola goes down like a sack of spuds just outside the penalty area, and the Parc des Princes explodes in outrage. Referee Davide Massa waves play on, but surely VAR would sort this mess out, right? Think again. For 2 agonizing minutes, the officials peered at the screen, leaving fans chewing their nails to the quick. The verdict? No red card, not even a yellow. Konaté walks away scot-free. The gasps could be heard from Paris to Merseyside, with X lighting up like bonfire night. Rio Ferdinand, perched in the TNT Sports studio, was gobsmacked. "That's a red all day long," he roared, speaking for every PSG fan who felt they'd been mugged off by the officials. Down in the tunnel at halftime, PSG's sporting director Luis Campos was apoplectic. Word is he stormed towards the refs, face like thunder, bellowing that Konaté should have been sent packing, or at least a penalty given. The French faithful were right behind him, flooding X with fury. "UEFA's at it again." One fumed, while another cried, "Liverpool get away with daylight robbery." It was a proper brouhaha, and the sense of injustice only grew as the night wore on. So, how did Konaté dodge the chop? Some reckon the ref and VAR saw it as a fair scrap, more a bit of roughhousing than a red card offense. The shoulder charge, they'd argue, didn't quite hit the clear and obvious mark for a sending off. But the debate's raging hotter than a chippy on a Friday night. With Barcola clean through and Konaté the last defender, shouldn't the rulebook have shown him the door? It's the kind of call that'll spark rows in pubs up and down the country. Make no bones about it, Konaté staying on was a massive stroke of luck for Liverpool. With just 2 fit centre-backs in the squad, losing him would have left Arne Slot side up the creek without a paddle. Instead, they dug in, Alisson worked miracles, and Elliott landed the killer blow. For PSG, it was a kick in the teeth, a game they'd bossed slipping through their fingers, thanks in part to a decision that's left them fuming ahead of the Anfield showdown on March 12, 2025. Enter Thierry Henry, the French football legend turned CBS sports pundit, who wasn't about to let this slide. Watching the replay of Konaté's clash with Barcola, Henry was livid. "It's a red card, end of story," he thundered, slamming the desk for good measure. "How VAR let this go is beyond me. It's a game changer." For Henry, this wasn't just a dodgy call. It was a travesty that handed Liverpool an edge when PSG had the upper hand. Henry wasn't done there. With the second leg looming, he sounded the alarm for PSG. "Imagine Konaté is off, Liverpool down to 10 men for over an hour. It's a different story," he mused, shaking his head. Down 1-0. PSG still have a shout, but Henry reckons this let-off for Konaté makes their mission at Anfield a mountain to climb, especially with Alisson in such cracking form. The stakes couldn't be higher, and the controversies only stoking the fire. Wrapping up his rant, Henry took aim at UEFA's VAR circus. "We've got the tech. Use it properly, or what's the point? This is about fairness," he bellowed, striking a chord with PSG fans who've taken to social media in droves, crying foul over a match they reckon was theirs for the taking. The echoes of his words are still rippling, and the footballing faithful are lapping it up. All eyes now turn to Anfield, where this saga's set to explode in the second leg. Will PSG channel their fury into a comeback for the ages, or will Liverpool, buoyed by Slot's noose and that slice of luck, finish the job? One thing's for sure, this controversy's got us all hooked, and the countdown to March 12th, 2025 is ticking louder than ever. Stick around, folks. This is one tale that's far from over. If you're a true Liverpool fan, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and share your thoughts in the comments below. Let's meet again soon to discuss the greatest club, Liverpool. See you next time. See you soon.